Alright, hey guys, I'm back with another albino tutorial. I'm going to start with my blink sound again. Hang on. Headphone jack problems. There we go. Alright, so this one I'm going to show you ways to like modulate the sound a hell of a lot more than last time. So I'm just going to use one oscillator for this just to demonstrate the functions. I'm just going to leave it like this, which is just a digital oscillator, sawtooth and square one, range 16, that's ran through filter 1, which is a cream, 24 dB low pass. I'm going to put some saturation on it in type 3. And what I'm also going to do now for modulating is LFO 1 to filter 1 saturation. I'm going to put that at 1/2. Which you can hear, it gives it a. And if where I put this will. I'm going to make the sound mono. I'm going to turn glide on to held, turn the time up. I'm going to put the cutoff down. Resonance up just a little. I'm going to go ahead and sync up a LFO 2. I'm going to set to mono, put it on 1/4. Go back to the matrix, set that control, the cutoff. Maybe not quite as much. I'm going to put the envelope up about halfway for the filter. Set it to sync. I want it to build up a little bit. Decay for a second. And you can hear how it's kind of it's got more like just tone and more movement just going on already. So let's set up LFO 3 here. Monophonic. Oh, I'm gonna set that to triangle, that to, there we go. So you can hear how that sounds. LFO 3 I'll put to 1/16. I'm going to put it at assign. Go back to the matrix. I'm going to assign that, which is LFO 3. I'm going to set that to oscillator 1 pitch, and I'm going to just give it just a little bit. So it's kind of like a trill. Let's see, how much time have I used? That's only 3 minutes. So let's see, what else can we modulate here? Let's put LFO 1 to control filter 1 resonance, and let's do it at -3-ish. I think I'm going to set my LFO speed to 1/8. Yeah, I like that better. But I could also do like 1/8 triplet. I kind of like 1/8 triplet. So, let's go ahead and add another oscillator. I'll just turn on oscillator 2. And I'm using Spectrum 31 and Spectrum 16, both at range 16. And you can see where the bar is for the mix. Let's see. See, this is where you got to start getting creative with what you want to, be modulating. So let's see. I want to I'm going to modulate the attack time on the modulation envelope. So I'm going to modulate this time here with LFO2 so that it syncs. I'm going to only do that a little bit, and then I'm going to set the modulation envelope to control my oscillator to symmetry. That had a pretty nice effect on it, I think. And don't forget, you have 16 slots. You don't have just one page. So even though it looks like there's only 2 slots left, we have 8 more after that you could use. You don't have to use them all, of course. Like you can tell, I'm just running 2 oscillators with no effects, just modulating different things, and that's how you get the cool sounds and stuff. I'm not using spread or anything. They're not even detuned with each other, but it's a nice sound. So let's make it even grittier here. I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see here. LFO4 speed is going to be determined by the modulation envelope, which is being modulated by another LFO. So like all these chains of modulation get you some really crazy things. Think of it like a modulator modulating another modulator. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, and it kind of is, but I mean, it gives you some really cool effects here. So let's go with oscillator 2. No, let's go with filter 1. Let's do panning just to get a little bit of variance here. So let's see how that sounds. And I know YouTube makes everything mono, but now it's kind of like waving back and forth a little bit in the stereo spectrum, which makes it sound wider. It's not necessarily good for when you want to cut to vinyl, so I'm not really sure if that's a good idea. So I'll have it, let's see here. Let's do filter 1 cutoff and hear how it sounds. And you can hear I've got a pretty nice metallic sound going on. Remember, I'm only using 2 oscillators, so let's go ahead and turn on a third. I'll drop it an octave. So you can hear, like, it's pretty expressive, like, it's not just repetitive, and if you change just one of these LFO speeds, it'll change the entire sound dramatically because of all the change of routing we've got here. Like, LFOs are modulating the speeds of other LFOs, so if you change one of those, it's going to change the entire sound. You can mess with the amount everything's being modulated by. That's why these more powerful synths can make so much better sounds. It's just because of the options you have. Don't think just like what oscillators can I use to make what sound. Think of how you can constantly be changing the sound and morphing it and using different things to keep things changing. That's how you make the good sounds. Yeah, so that's all that this tutorial is. Yeah, guess I'll peace out.